What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling That Made Us. I'm your host. I'm the notorious one. I am Dom. And today I'm here with my buddy. I'm here with a two-time guest on Wrestling That Made Us. You might have seen him on the It Doesn't Matter podcast. Dante. Dante is back. Dante, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on, Dom? Thanks for having me back.
No problem. No problem. So today you want to take it to a tragic time being a Bret Hart fan. You want to go to Survivor Series 1997. Season 11, Episode 1. And at the moment, we are at 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 22, 23, 24 seconds. And this is the match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this is known as the Montreal Screwjob. Why did you want to go bring me back to these tragic times, especially being a Bret Hart fan?
God, this is probably, for me, this is probably one of the best rivalries that the WWF had back in the late 90s. You guys said multiple times on the show that 97 was one of the best years in wrestling, and to me, this was probably one of the best rivalries that year.
And you weren't even born when this took place, right?
This was a month before I was born.
Wow. So you're actually reliving all this through the It Doesn't Matter podcast, through all the documentaries and whatnot. That's on TV, Hulu, Dark Side of the Ring. Oh, man. Like I said, 97 was a good time, but the way this played out, it was, it's very controversial. A lot of people were pissed off about the whole situation. But at this time, we see a video package between Bret and Shawn, and these guys are going back and forth. You're seeing Shawn super kicking Bret in the wheelchair, Shawn be inside the sharpshooter. And now we see Triple H, Chyna, and Rick Rude, and they open up the DX door, and you see Shawn arrogant. You got the IC title across, or the European title over his shoulder, looking arrogant. You see Bulldog walking in the back. Oh, man. So, I see your shirt. So, you're a Shawn Michaels guy?
Yeah, I've been a Shawn Michaels fan since I started watching wrestling. Obviously, like I said last time I was here, I was a big DX kid growing up. No hate to Bret Hart. He's one of my favorites, too. I wanted to meet him when he came to the Crystal Mall at K&M, but Dad forced me to go to my baseball game that day, and we lost. So thanks a lot for that, Dad.
I met him. I was there. I got the picture of that, too. Bret looking washed up. I think it was like in 2010 when he came back. So this is different for the WWF at the time, because you never see them walking backstage from the locker room into the gorilla area, and you seen they about to make their entrance, Shawn Michaels and DX and whatnot. So this is completely different. Yes, they did it with Goldberg, but you never seen that.
Seemed like they only really did it with like big time like fights, ones that they knew were going to be drawing the crowds and all the revenue.
Yeah, so they're in Montreal, Quebec, Canada right now. Shawn Michaels, he's walking to the ring. He got his arm up. He's smiling. He's cheesing. God, he's just so arrogant. You just want to punch him in the face. He's just too damn cocky at this time.
God, everyone's set was going back getting some notes for this today. Watching Dark Side, watching the Vince documentary. Everyone was talking about how much of a prick he was. Jim Cornette, I forget the other guy name that was on the Vince. You see him a lot in the Vince documentary. I can't remember his name, but just talking about how much of an arrogant asshole he was back then. But that's what brought the fans.
Yeah. Shawn took the Canadian flag from somebody, and he's taking it and wiping his ass with it right now. And he's doing a little pose. Somebody threw a drink in his face while he's walking to the ring. Now he's blowing his nose on the Canadian flag. He knows heat right there. Putting in his nose. Oh, Lord. Straight disrespect. Canada hates Shawn Michaels. Humping the flag. Come on now. You see the signs in the front row. You'll never see that again.
Oh, you'll definitely never see that. They escort you out the arena for that nowadays.
Heck yeah. Shawn just straight disrespecting the Canadian flag. HBK equals the F word. I'm not going to say the F word on the show. Yeah. Oh, man. Wow. So I just seen that. Somebody had a sign in the front row that says, "Why wait? Leave now, Bret." So I didn't know my man was leaving.
Yeah.
Like, you got to know, like, the dirt sheets and whatnot. So
yeah. It's like back then, obviously, we didn't know Bret's contract was up. we figured, oh, well, you guys figured he was still signed with the company, but in reality, his contract was up. Vince offered him a new one. I forget, it was like so and so for like I think $20 million or
Yeah, I think he
for
offered
like
like
20 years or
20-year
something like that.
deal. I'm like, that's crazy to have somebody locked in for that long.
And then Vince came to him. Unfortunately, he's like, "Hey, I can't pay you this. You're probably better off leaving the company. I don't want to lose you, but I want you to do what's best for you and your family." So, and then obviously this wasn't supposed to be playing out the way that it was supposed to play out. You see from the Dark Side episode, the Vincent documentary, all the scenarios they wanted to come up with. So Bret wanted to leave with his head held high and on his terms pretty much, because he stated that those last 60 days of his contract, he was his own boss pretty much, and he wanted to make the decisions. So what he wanted to do was, obviously we see Bulldog, and I think that's Anvil from right there.
Yes.
But I think what Bret wanted was to have the Hart Foundation come out. So Bulldog and Owen were supposed to come out. I guess they're supposed to stir up stuff with DX. A huge brawl was supposed to break out. And he obviously was going to end in a no contest. The ref was going to stop the match. And then he would go out the next night on Raw to forfeit title, give his goodbye speech, and go on with his career in WCW.
That would have been a perfect way to do so, you know?
Yeah, but obviously with past, what happened in the past with people going over WCW, with Medusa dropping the title in the trash can, obviously Eric Bischoff wanted her to do that, just pretty much trying to do everything he was trying to do back then to get under Vince McMahon's skin on Nitro, like doing this, having her drop the title in the trash can. He actually went out and would go out of the way because Raw was recorded, so he'd be like, "Oh yeah, don't waste your time going to the other network. Here are the results. Shawn super kicks the big guy, or so and so."
Yep. Yeah. So all right, we got Bret Hart in the ring. He got the Canadian flag. We are 2 hours 20 minutes and 7, 8, 9, 10. Bret's taking off his jacket, and here you go. Montreal, they love Bret. He's going outside to the ring. About to give the glasses to somebody. There you go. Little boy in the front row. He got the glasses. I always wanted a pair of those glasses.
I always wanted that Macho Man once.
Look, because he autographs it too.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, that's dope.
Every time I see his entrance now, it just reminds me of like obviously AEW spoofed the commercial they did with Bret when the father and son run into him in the hallway and the kid yells out to him. I just think of that.
What, MJF?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dad, I'm adopted.
Oh man. Shawn's outside, looking disgusted. Checking out the fans, smiling to the camera.
The crazy heat that these two had, like in reality, like it wasn't just it wasn't just their characters in the company. Like in real life, they had like real life heat with each other,
Yeah.
and that's what helped create this great rivalry with them.
And the crazy thing is that their whole career was parallel. It was similar. They started out as a tag team. They both, rocked the foundation of the tag team. Then they did the singles thing. Both two great Intercontinental champions, the working man's belt. Then the heavyweight championship. These guys going back and forth. There's no 1 and 2. You got, 1A, 1B, whoever you want to say who's 1A and 1B. It is what it is. But them two right there, that was your 1990, let's say, 4 to 97 right there. That's them. That's their division. Here we go. Shawn gets in the ring. He's taking it to Bret right now.
Match haven't even started yet.
Bret has some nice punches, man. Some nice working punches. So I thought this was the first Screwjob. Watching that Vince documentary on Netflix, McMahon.
Yeah, there was some
Wendy Richter.
Yeah.
She got screwed because she wanted more money, trying to hold up Vince. Okay, I'll give it to you. Next thing you know, Moolah had the mask on. She straight ragdoll her and got the belt, and that was it. You ain't hear from Wendy Richter after that again. The Ultimate Warrior, he tried that too. I think it was at SummerSlam, 1992. Held up Vince for more money. I want more money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you'll get it after this. Do your match. You're fired. Jeff Jarrett, same thing. So at the end of the day, Vince is going to do what he has to do for what's best for business.
Yep.
Point blank.
Yeah, everyone was like,
wow, look at that sign. Bret Hart. Oh, #1 Canadian.
I thought I said no Canadian.
Yeah, that's what I thought I seen too. All right, yeah. So these guys fighting outside right now, and Bret's giving it to Shawn. He just threw Shawn over the front row. Bret's going in the crowd.
What's up with that guy's hat? It's got like ears on it.
Like that Joker hat. Boom. Fighting in the crowd. Mike Chioda is out there. All the referees out there. They're trying to get the fans to back up. Oh, man. It is crazy just knowing what happens.
Mm. That was the top guy. Bret was the top guy in the company at the time, too.
Yeah. They could have went any direction. I don't know why Vince wanted to just,
Yeah.
have him like the next night just,
Yeah.
thank you, I did this, blah, blah. But you know what? I defeated everybody and boom, relinquish the title. You do something like that.
Yeah. And they talk about how him and Vince had such a great friendship, too, and great bond. And then...
Yeah, he said Vince was like a father figure to him.
Same with Shawn, too. Shawn was like... in the Vince documentary, he goes, Vince was like a father figure to me. He's like, I saw him more than my own dad, and he's like, I'm thankful for all he put up with all my shit throughout the years.
Yeah.
And always been good to me.
Like you see Vince out there with Sergeant Slaughter, Pat Patterson, and these guys still fighting outside the ringside right now. Slaughter telling Shawn, get into the ring. Shawn with the flag, American flag, choking out Bret. Wow. What a time. They said on the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix, the Attitude Era was when Shawn put some gauze down his shorts. That's not Attitude Era. I think this right here, this screw job, I think that's what started the thing there. This is how you get the character of Mr. McMahon.
Oh yeah, they talk about how this helped create the Vince McMahon heel character, because obviously you see the interviews after this took place on Monday Night Raw with I forget it was with JR, but forget how long it was. The interviews took place after this happened.
Yeah.
The Vince comes out, oh, Bret screwed Bret, and then that helped him become the ultimate villain that we see him become from here on out.
Yep.
Even Earl Hebner was getting heat for this match after that because they all thought he was in on it. He was really trying to. Obviously he was friends with Bret, and Bret told him that, hey, I think you're trying to screw me. He's like, I'm gonna do my best to call it as fair as I can. I'm not gonna count you out, pretty much like that. And then Jerry Briscoe told him Shawn Michaels puts him in the sharpshooter. That's when you ring the damn bell.
Yep. Exactly what happened. Triple H says, if you don't want to do business, we will. Fuck him. That's what Triple H said. So
I didn't realize how much. I always thought it was just Vince McMahon in on it, but I didn't watch the documentary. I didn't realize Shawn and Triple H were in on it too. And they're like, all right.
They had to know.
Yeah.
They had Shawn's stuff packed, but it's crazy. Did you watch Beyond the Mat?
I don't think.
I mean, not Beyond the Mat. Dark Side of the Ring.
Which one?
Well, not Dark. God, I'm saying it wrong. Wrestling with Shadows. I'm sorry. Wrestling with Shadows, the Bret Hart documentary. He was recording everything about his whole contract situation, and it showed what leads up to the Montreal Screwjob. You should definitely check that out.
I should, because I remember they were talking about how up to his final days, Bret was recording a documentary for something, and he goes in to talk to Vince, and no one realized he was mic'd up the whole time. They just saw the camera crews following him around a little bit, they were trying to be discreet about it, but everyone kind of saw what was going on.
Yeah, definitely check it out. You can find it on YouTube, if anything. Wrestling with Shadows, Bret the Hitman Hart. All right, so these guys are fighting in the aisleway right now, and
Match still hasn't officially started yet.
Heck no. This is a brawl right here. You know, for the longest time, you know, I didn't order pay-per-views, and I would have to tune in on Raw to just see what happened. So I never seen the full match until we reviewed Survivor Series 97 last year. I want to say we did basically Bret versus Shawn, just like the whole rivalry, and then we just recapped. I'm like, all right, let me see what's going on with this whole show. So I never seen like the full thing until last year, and it's crazy. I never knew like all this took place. I just thought it was like a wrestling match and sharpshooter, and that's it. Because that's all they highlight. Because you never seen none of this like in the video packages or anything like that.
Because you always see like the hit.
Wham! Bret just knocked out a referee.
You always see Shawn putting Bret in the sharpshooter. Then you just hear the bell ring and just like that, and it's like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Vince is out there saying, Bret, come on, man, just take him in the ring. At this time, Bret knew something's up if Vince McMahon's out there, because who are you to be out here? You're just a commentator, you know?
Yeah.
Storyline, commentator, but yeah.
He knew someone was up for a while, too, because for days he was like, I feel like someone's up. And he's talking. He told Earl Hebner on the plane heading to the event, he's like, because Earl was sitting in regular area on a plane, and
yeah,
the stewardess comes up to him, hey, you've been bumped up to first class by Bret Hart, and then Bret was like, that's when Bret informed him, he's like, I think they're trying to screw me.
Yeah. Yep. They're working their way back in the ring, but in the meantime, Bret's still giving it to Shawn. What's he got, the Quebec flag in his hand?
Looks like is that a Maple Leafs jersey?
Yep, Montreal. Now he's choking Shawn in the ring. Here we go. They are in the ring. Shawn, oh man. Shawn's such a great worker. Look at him selling. Pure fight right here. All right, so right now we are at 2 hours and 30 minutes and 10, 11, 12 seconds, and Bret just did a leg drop to the back of Shawn's head. Bret just picked up Shawn, just hit him with an atomic drop, and Shawn sold the hell out of it. You don't see that atomic drop anymore.
Yeah, you really don't see it much anymore nowadays.
Bret was such a good worker, and everything looked so believable. He'll even tell you that himself. Oh, man. You know, Bret and Shawn was one of the first ladder matches in WWF.
Really? I always thought it was Shawn and Razor was
that's
the first match.
That's what they want you to assume, but the very first ladder match in the WWF was them two. Because the ladder match, Bret would say it came from his Stampede Wrestling days.
Mm-hmm.
He'll tell you that. But they have
tell you something different.
They have a DVD for guys. You don't know what a DVD is. It's a disc where you can put on your Blu-ray or your PS5 or your Xbox, and you can watch old footage. They had I forgot what it was called. Like it was some sit down between Bret and Shawn, and they talk about their careers, and they show all their matches. I'm gonna have to let you hold that, and you can check it out. You can definitely see that ladder match on there.
Yeah, I remember they came off a couple DVDs for Bret Hart and the whole Hart dynasty. I remember like one of the first few things Vince and Bret worked on together when they kind of started talking a little bit again, and but it was more like business related. They had the Bret Hart DVD come out.
Yeah.
And then later years they had it was called Heart and Soul.
Yep. The whole family.
Yep.
That was dope. I like that.
That's why I really learned about Bret Hart and the whole Hart dynasty, or foundation, I should say.
These fans in the front row, they hyped up. Like, they trying to egg Shawn on right now, and Shawn just teasing at him. Wham! Just laying into Bret. think he even spit at one of them. Shawn didn't care. He might have got one dude escorted out. Crazy how, people can change, because what you see right here, Shawn was terrible. He's a terrible person back then. He got him on the steps. And the front suplex right onto the steps. Now he's kicking the back of the head of Bret Hart. Oh, he's got the Canadian flag again. Here we go. He's on the ring apron. Just snapped it across his knee. Taking the flagpole. Wham! Right into Bret's midsection. So, after this, did you follow Bret's run in WCW?
Not really. I just heard everyone says it was very lackluster career for him over in WCW. He didn't really do anything really special over there. They talk about it briefly on the Dark Side episode, and they're like, yeah, he didn't really do much there. I didn't really get the whole story because they only showed bits and pieces of it. He ends up coming out and then calling it quits live on Nitro.
Well, he got the
I know he won the
stroke, the concussion. The concussion messed him up. Then there was the stroke, and yeah. If I would say to watch one match of Bret Hart on Nitro or WCW, check out the tribute match with him and Benoit. Check out that match and check out the other match they had for the world title. That was pretty good. And after this is late 97. This is November of 97. Fast forward to January. The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels have a casket match, and that's when Shawn goes over the top rope, and his back lands on that casket. And that's when the injury occurred. Then he rode it out all the way to WrestleMania 14, and he dropped the title to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then after that, that was it.
Stone Cold.
That was it for Shawn Michaels. He made an appearance here and there as a commissioner and whatnot, but he missed a good majority of the Attitude Era. He might have, been one of the founders, but he was out. Because the next night after WrestleMania 14, that's when you get the beginning, the new D-Generation X with Road Dogg and X-Pac and Mr. Ass. So, yeah, crazy times. I always wondered if Bret would have stayed, what would have happened? Like, will we get the debut of Kane?
That makes you wonder because he wanted to be a part of it. He seemed like he would have gone with adapted to all the new things Vince had planned for the WWE just to keep up with WCW, because obviously Vince's wrestlers back then were very gimmicky. Nitro was more real life. He wanted Bischoff wanted the target audience of the older generations, older kids. He wanted it to be more like a Jerry Springer episode than cartoon characters and all the crap that Vince had. But obviously Vince followed suit and made the changes that he did to WWE at the time, and honestly helped big time, obviously, because
he had to.
Yeah.
Thank God for Eric Bischoff. I said it on the Mr. McMahon episode we done, the It Doesn't Matter podcast, that it wasn't for Eric Bischoff basically trumping Vince McMahon in the WWF, stealing talent, doing the same thing Vince did back in the 80s and, late 80s and whatnot for the territory days, or early 80s, excuse me. And, making things more edgier, we wouldn't have gotten the Attitude Era. We wouldn't have gotten, like, all these top stars that we have now. So it just worked. Bischoff started the trend. Vince took over Made it
ran with
hotter. Yeah, so that's what it was. And we just seen Bret have Shawn Michaels into the figure four leg lock into the ring post. That was when I first seen that, I was like, oh, that's dope. I'm like, Ric Flair should start doing that joint.
Yeah, watching the Vince documentary, you see like just the irony of it, with how back in the 80s, Vince went to all these promotions, all the territories, when it was kind of like an unwritten rule. You don't cross the line, you don't take my guys, kind of, you don't come to my territory for wrestling shows. Take all their top talent, like Hogan, Piper, and all them, bring them to hit WWE, and then those guys start going over to WCW. He's like, oh, you took my guys. Well, didn't you do the same thing to the people in the 80s? Oh.
Exactly. Exactly. We see Bret working on that knee right now, so you know he's getting ready to put him in the sharpshooter. He just dragged Shawn to the middle of the ring. Uh-oh, here we go. Figure four leg lock. There you go. Got Shawn in the figure four. Shawn is selling, man. Damn, he's good. Earl Hebner, do you quit? Shawn, no. He's fighting. He's trying to turn. He's trying to get up. He's trying to turn it over. But Bret got it synced in right now. Damn, this is good. Shawn is fighting. He's trying to turn over. He is trying. And Bret still got locked in. Shawn, he's slowly trying to turn. Slowly. Look at that. Look at the expression. So believable, man. These two, like, oh man, look. Shawn, he just reversed it. Now Bret just crawled to the ring, to the ropes, and Earl's trying to break him up.
Like the chemistry these two had in the ring just helped make their matches 10 times better.
And crazy thing is, they don't like each other.
Exactly. All the jabs they took at each other, like Bret taking jabs how Shawn posed for Playgirl back in the day, and then
Sunny Days.
Yeah,
you don't do that. Playgirl, okay, but the Sunny Days thing, nah, you got a family. Yeah, that's a little too far. And then they had that fight in Hartford. I think before Raw or whatever, and
yeah, he
pulled his hair.
Yeah, this is an unsafe working environment.
Oh man, I used to love that Russian leg sweep by Bret. 1, 2. Shawn kicks out.
Like anytime any move set Bret does, it just looks so clean.
Fluent. Oh, yeah, it's for real. Oh, look at the headbutt to the midsection. You don't see that. Bret was that damn good. I would have loved to have Bret and Kurt Angle go at it. No. The match between Shawn and Kurt, that was amazing, but imagine them two go at it. Look at that suplex. The way how Bret just throws them over and they just float in midair like that. Oh, my God.
Textbook with Bret.
Look, Bret with the backbreaker. Wham! Here we go. Bret's going to the top rope. We got 2 hours and 41 minutes and 22, 23, and Bret is on the top rope. Whoa, looked like Bret was going for a double axe handle, but Shawn pushed Earl, it looked like. Now Earl is down. Shawn's looking outside to the ring. Earl's crawling. Shawn's up. Bret is up. Shawn with the rake to the eyes. Bret drops down. Shawn's picking up look like he's about to pick up the legs. Yep. He picked up the legs. He's going for the sharpshooter.
Did it wrong.
He did it wrong. Bret said, switch legs. Switch legs. Turn over. He got him in the sharpshooter. Earl, ring the bell. That's it.
There it is.
Bret grabbed Shawn's leg. Earl just hopped out the ring. Bret's like, what the hell? Vince is here.
Earl hightailed it out of there.
Yeah. Shawn acting all confused right now. Bret's pissed off. Hawk 2 right in Vince McMahon's face.
The original Hawk 2 right there.
Heck yeah. Shawn looking like he's pissed off, like he didn't know what's going on. Triple H is out here right now. All I can hear is...
You know they in on it.
Yeah. They sold it. Shawn grabs the belt. Shawn looking like he's heated right now. Damn it. What happened? Shawn's hightailing it right now. Jerry Briscoe said, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Just keep going. Shawn's gonna pose right quick and be out. Triple H with the DX chop. And boom, that's how you finish it. All I could hear this whole time, the British Bulldog, they fucked him. That's all I could hear right now.
The heat that happened backstage after all this took place was insane.
Seriously.
Obviously, Vince tried to go. They say Vince locked himself in his office for a while, and then he kind of waited for things to calm down a little bit. Shawn was like, I swear to God, I don't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then Triple H also denying it, and then Bret's wife was like, oh, Karma will come and get you, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually Vince goes to talk to Bret. Bret's like, if you don't get the fuck out of my locker room, I'm going to punch you.
He had to.
He took the punch, too.
He had to take that one punch. And resulting from that punch, he got the black eye. Yep.
Cussed.
Oh, Lord. Well, this was a wild time in 1997 between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in a very controversial main event. But you know what? Vince McMahon would do anything for his brand of the World Wrestling Federation at that time, and he had to do what was best for business. I don't think it was best for business because Bret still had like a whole nother month left till his contract expired, but it is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. Any final thoughts, Dante?
Crazy times.
Yes. Well, this was a good show. You brought me back to this time again, even though I just recently seen it. Yeah, I just recently seen Mr. McMahon on Netflix again, but it is what it is. Well, we definitely have to do another one. Have you on for the third time. So, all right. Well, I'm the Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here with my man Dante, and we will see you next time. Boo.